Imagine for a moment that there is a version of you living in a parallel reality, quietly observing every choice you make, every path you take. What if this version of you, existing in a different flow of time, is trying to communicate with you, sending signs and subtle messages? The idea of parallel realities might sound like something out of science fiction, yet quantum physics suggests that the reality we perceive is just one of countless possibilities. Every decision, every thought you have potentially aligns you with one of these many realities. In each of them, a different version of you exists, perhaps living an extraordinary life or facing entirely different challenges. But all these versions are connected by an invisible thread. What if you could consciously tune into these alternative versions of yourself? What if they could share their wisdom with you? Understanding the existence of parallel realities isn't just a curious idea. It's a powerful path to self-awareness and spiritual growth. By exploring this connection, you open yourself to new ways of understanding your life, your choices, and your true potential. Contact with your parallel selves can become a powerful tool for self-development. It's as if you are tapping into the accumulated wisdom of another you, one who has already overcome the challenges you face today, or who lives in deep harmony with the world, embodying a higher version of your potential. Each version of you can offer lessons or point you in a new direction. And as you energetically align with these possibilities, you not only shift your reality, you awaken hidden powers within yourself. Today, you will discover the signs that your parallel self might be trying to reach out to you and how you can consciously interact with them. Let's begin with a profound idea. From a spiritual perspective, the universe is composed of countless coexisting dimensions, each hosting a different version of you. Every choice, every thought, every emotion branches off into a new reality, where a different you experiences a different path. In some realities, you may live the life you dream of. In others, you may face unfamiliar challenges. But all realities are connected through the vibrational frequency you emit at any given moment. Quantum physics supports this idea too. The concept of quantum superposition tells us that particles, and therefore reality itself, can exist in multiple states at once. At the fundamental level, all possibilities already exist. Your consciousness collapses these possibilities into the reality you experience based on your focus, your energy, and your intentions. Simply put, the existence of multiple versions of yourself is not only a mystical theory. It finds a reflection in both science and spirituality. Each version of you represents a facet of your infinite potential. These versions are not isolated from each other. On the contrary, they often attempt to communicate, offering guidance and insights across dimensions. But how do you know when a parallel version of you is trying to reach out? How can you recognize the signs? One major sign is the feeling of déjà vu. When you experience something that feels strangely familiar, it may not just be a trick of the mind. It could be a moment where the boundaries between realities blur, allowing you to feel what another version of you has already lived. Another sign is synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. Seeing repeating numbers, symbols, or events over and over again can be signals from a parallel self, nudging you in a specific direction. For example, you might be thinking about making a career change, and suddenly the same word, symbol, or message keeps appearing everywhere, in conversations, on billboards, in ads. It might be your parallel self encouraging you toward a path they've already walked successfully. Dreams are also a powerful channel for this communication. In dreams, the barriers of the subconscious loosen, sometimes allowing you to glimpse other worlds. When you have vivid dreams of places, people, or situations that feel intimately familiar, even though you've never experienced them before, you might be tapping into the memories or emotions of a parallel self. Lucid dreams, where you become aware that you are dreaming, can be especially powerful. In that state, you can intentionally seek out and communicate with alternative versions of yourself. Another clue comes from the feeling of being out of place. Moments when your surroundings suddenly feel strange or unfamiliar. You might walk into your living room and, for a flash of a second, feel like it should look completely different. This could be a momentary overlap of realities, where your consciousness briefly tunes into a different version of your life. Intuition is yet another unmistakable signal. When you have a strong inner knowing about a decision, even when it defies logic, it might not just be instinct. It could be guidance from a parallel self who has already made that choice. Sudden shifts in behavior or preferences may also come from subtle influences by alternative versions of you, gently steering you toward a different timeline. When you start recognizing these signs, it becomes important to consciously align your energy to strengthen the connection. Every thought, every feeling, every action, it's all vibration. And vibration resonates with particular realities. High-frequency emotions like joy, gratitude, compassion, and love bring you closer to realities where your life is abundant and harmonious. Low-frequency emotions like anger, fear, and envy pull you toward more challenging realities. Daily practices such as meditation, mindful gratitude, positive thinking, nourishing food, movement, and compassionate interaction raise your frequency and sharpen your connection to higher versions of yourself. Equally important is self-reflection. Pay attention to your dominant thoughts and emotions. If you notice negativity creeping in, ask yourself, does this align with who I truly want to become? If not, gently shift your course. You will find that the more you practice awareness, the more signs you'll notice. At first subtle, later undeniable. Stay sensitive to your inner feelings. Logic alone will not always guide you. Sometimes you must trust a deeper knowing. Keep a journal of vivid dreams, synchronicities, and emotional insights. Over time, you might notice patterns emerging, offering clearer guidance. And when you start understanding the messages, the next step is even more powerful. Integrating these insights into your everyday life. This means being brave enough to act differently, to follow new paths, to trust the whispers from within. Maybe you feel a persistent urge to switch careers, even though it scares you. Maybe you're drawn to learn a new skill or start a creative project. These nudges may be invitations from a parallel self already living a joyful version of that life. Each time you make choices based on this deeper connection, you align more fully with your highest potential. You begin shifting from a limited version of yourself to a limitless one. You realize life offers far more possibilities than you ever imagined. You start living in flow, guided by a deeper intelligence. Synchronicities multiply, obstacles seem to dissolve, and your sense of connection to the universe grows ever stronger. By accepting and acting on the messages from your parallel selves, you not only shape your dream reality, you evolve. You become the architect of your destiny, a conscious traveler among infinite worlds. If you resonated with this message, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with someone who might need to hear it.